Have you ever tasted mantı? Börek? Fishna kebab? I'm sure you did. Here in Lebanon or abroad. We're still young, 20 years old, like you. We're not as known as pizza or sushi. We had some complication, but Armenian cuisine is getting known. Is getting spread and inspired. Let me tell you how it all started. Once upon a time, there was this little girl, little Armenian girl, curly hair, stubborn, and a bit hyper. She loved to cook with her father. Together, they pretended to prepare all the lunch of Sunday for the family and friends. But it was my mother who prepared it. My mother could prepare a full meal for unexpected guests in just a second. My father had the habit to bring his client and friends at home for dinner without even telling my mother that someone is arriving. He had this dream of opening an Armenian restaurant to tell his friend about the Armenian food. My dad passed away. I was 17 years old. Since then, my dream was to realize his dream. But I'm a girl. My family thought I was marriage material. Surely I'm not. Being a woman in Lebanon was very difficult to start your own business. You cannot take a credit, and nobody takes you serious. I worked hard to pay my university. In my head, that dream of opening an Armenian restaurant. Long story short, I realized my father's dream. In the process, this dream grew bigger in my heart and in the eyes of the people surrounding me. The beginning, they were hesitant. Armenian cuisine? Shuhai. What's this? For non-Armenian, all they knew about Armenian cuisine was the sandwiches of sujouk basturma that had in the neighborhood, that they were sold in the Armenian neighborhood. For Armenian, it was this treasure taken for granted. Even my mom, when she wanted to impress her guests, she used to prepare them smoked salmon. Little by little, people started to acknowledge the richness and the refinement of Armenian cuisine. As this happened, they started to see me as the ambassador of Armenian culture through its cuisine. Suddenly, it wasn't about Armenian restaurant anymore. It was about to put the Armenian flag on the culinary word. Flag. Which flag? Have you ever visited Armenia? The country that was just gained independence 33 years ago. The country that was part of Soviet Union, that was created after the World War II, after the Armenian genocide. The cuisine in Armenian Republic is very different from the cuisine I had at home. See, my mother's family came from Musaler, on the Mediterranean coast. My father's family came from Tumarza, in the middle of Anatolia. We cook with Mediterranean ingredients, light, flavorful olive oil, the Silk Road spices. These are the recipes of Kilikia. Do you know where is Kilikia? The Western Armenia, the Mediterranean Armenia. That's why it's a bit difficult to explain about Armenian cuisine. Some would say, this is Turkish. You use Turkish names. Some would ask, isn't it Aleppan? Yes, indeed, there was Armenian in Aleppo, or they passed through. They asked me not to talk about Armenian genocide, but I insist. This cuisine is Armenian. Telling our story is as important as sharing our delicacies. I am Armenian, and I am proud of the flag that I wear on my jacket. Now you see the other flag, Lebanon. Indeed, I am Lebanese from Armenian origin. I love this country that gave a new homeland to my people. I love Lebanon, even if it's a bit challenging. Lebanon is not the easiest part to start from if you want to launch a new food trend worldwide. 20 years ago, till today, we've passed through a lot. 2019, the crisis, the financial crisis that we're still suffering. Wars and bomb a lot, 2006, and one threatening to unleash today. Cherry on top, 2020. The biggest explosion in the human history after Hiroshima. In it, I lost a lot. I lost my restaurant, my home, my central kitchen, my offices, my cars, but worst. 29 employees hospitalized, 5 of them permanent disabled. I don't think I have fully recovered from it. It touched me deep and hurt me badly. But it also made me realize, made me see that I'm not alone. This place, this food, means something to people. This is something worth rebuilding. Food is like music. It has no clear-cut boundaries. Some specialties, you can see it in Greece, Lebanese, Damascus cuisine. Small change of herbs, special ingredient, a presentation. These are the subtle difference of this cuisine. For typical Armenian cuisine, the mild, flavorful pepper paste that is sun-dried. Another hero is the rose jam, which warmed and cooled in such a way to preserve all the aromas and the pink natural color of the rose. Armenian cuisine is about contrast. Contrast of texture. Le menthe. Dumpling, crispy, hot, topped with cool, silky yogurt. Contrast of flavors. The fruity and aromatic cherry sauce with the grilled, salty, smoky kebab. Contrast of temperature. The raw meat patties with the deep fried meat. These are the Armenian cuisine. Some recipes are exactly like my mother and my grandmother used to prepare. Some have changed. Authentic cuisine needs to stay alive, to renew, to adapt while remaining faithful to its source of inspiration. To launch a new trend, to make an impact, I chose the 360-degree approach, trying to introduce all aspects, all levels of Armenian cuisine, from street food to the bakery, from fast food to the basic restaurants, to scale, to the tremendous taste of the Armenian cuisine. And even I created a cook-at-home brand. Like this, I make sure that I touch young and old, different social groups, whether at the restaurant, whether in the restaurant or at home. Today, our recipes are copied. You can see a lot of Armenian specialties in different kinds of restaurants. For me, this isn't competition. This is a sign that we have succeeded. Today, it's been 20 years that we are around. 20 years, it's a lot for a restaurant. I think we made it so far because we're not just a restaurant. We're not just a story. It is a vital cause for Armenian people. Through our recipe, we keep the memory of the other Armenia, the lost homeland, alive. Cooking and sharing food gives us a sense of belonging, a connection, a why. Little by little, the world's becoming aware that there is an Armenian cuisine that's flavorful, healthy, with a clear identity and fascinating story. This is how we make sure that our heritage is protected, that our culture is not gonna be stolen like our homeland was. Yes, we're not as famous as pizza or sushi. But I hope, and I am sure, that one day we will be. Thank you.